Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel, Brandy Janae's Bookshelf. Today I'm here to do, I guess, the first portion of this video, which is the Manga Spice Cafe unboxing for June. No, this is actually the May box. So yeah, this is the May box. So this is actually looks like box 51. And here is the little information paper on here. There is a theme, but like I feel like I always say, they don't have like a specific title. So it says, welcome to Manga Spice Cafe. Maid Manoka-chan and Maid Amy-chan have teamed up to bring you an awesome box this month. Inside, there's brand new snacks and manga involving friendship and unlikely pairings. Let's hang out with a colorful group of characters as we follow them through their days. Here is what it looks like. This month we have the blue paper, and here is what snacks looks like just on top. So I'm going to quickly show these off and then get into the manga, go a little bit more into details on those as always. So the first thing that I'm going to pull out is the noodles, which I feel like this is the third time that I've got noodles from this specific company. But we have an onion chicken flavor noodle this month, or is it just onion? No, it does say onion chicken. So that is the flavor for the noodles this month. And I'm pulling out is from Lay's. And here is what that looks like. And this is actually a cherry blossom rice wine flavored potato chip. So that should be interesting to try out. The next thing is this chocolate cream pie, and I'm guessing the brand is Sasha. So yeah, we have that. It kind of feels like the one that came, I think that was last month's box. And something that we did not get in last month's box are the umaibo. I got two more of those. I think the nori might be seaweed, and then the other one is cheese flavored. Of course, there are the chopsticks to go along with the noodles. Next, it looks like this little cake, and it looks like it's custard flavored. So here is that. I think these little cakes like these are usually my favorite things because they're always pretty good. So I hope I enjoy that one. The last set of snacks are all included in this little bag because it looks like they're smaller candies, and then also the drink. So I'm going to start off with the little packet of the smaller things. So the next couple things, I'm not quite sure what they are because they are both in like completely in another language. But here is the next thing. Hopefully you guys can see that. If I read that, like if I picked out the right thing, this looks like this one is dried plum, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever had that. It looks like something that's been dried. So yeah, we're gonna try that one out. That's a little different. And then this, I don't know if this is like hard candy. I think these are like little hard candies, but here is the other thing here, if it'll focus on that. It's just like this little green and yellow candies. There is one of these. It's just like this little small sucker, and it looks like it might be orange flavored possibly. The next thing is this sand ace. It says yogurt sand. I don't know if you guys can see that up in the top corner here. It says yogurt sand. So I think it might be like some type of creamy something in between crackers. Then we have one haichu. I'm sure there's various flavors. I just got the green apple one. And then the final little snack is this peach parfait Kit Kat. And there is that. I do wish though that at least as far as the Kit Kats, we could have got a little bit more, because I know when I used to order those Tokyo treat boxes, they used to include like a full bag of the Kit Kats, I think, in almost every box. So I do wish there was more than one, because I have a feeling that's probably going to be really good, and it sucks to only have one, at least 2 or 3 in the box, but that's just a personal opinion. And then finally, as far as your drink, which is another very interesting one, this is, it says Gigi, I guess that's a brand, and it says it's a jelly drink, and this one is mango flavored. And then of course the last thing in the box is the mangas. So let me take this out of the plastic wrap and then I'll go over them, read off descriptions, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the first one looks like it says Days on Fez, Volume 1 by Kanato Oka. The other mystery one is Undead Unluck, Volume 1 by Yoshifumi Tezuka. Here is that one. And then the last manga that was included in this month was actually the one that was featured, which is After School Hanako-kan. Going back to the first one, although I don't really like reading the descriptions, I think I'm going to, at least as far as the mangas, because I don't know anything about them, and then I will be reviewing them later. So to save myself a little bit of time, I'll just give you the description now. So this one says Kanade Sora has never been to a music festival before. But when her friend Otaha lures her along with the promise that her favorite band will be playing, she finds herself having more fun than she ever imagined. And if one small show is enough to hook her, what might a huge overnight event at a major venue be like? As Kanade dives into a whole new world of rocking out, will her life ever be the same? And so far, based off of the cover, like artwork on the back, I do really enjoy the art style. So I will obviously let you guys know what I think about this one once I read it. The next one is Undead Unluck, Volume 1. So this one says, tired of inadvertently killing people with her special ability Unluck, Fuko Izumo sets out to end it all. But when she meets Andy, a man who longs for death but can't die, she finds a reason to live. And he finds someone capable of giving him the death he's been longing for. All Fuko wants is a passionate romance like the one in her favorite shoujo manga. Unfortunately, her unluck ability makes that impossible. But just as Fuko hits rock bottom, Andy sweeps her off her feet. Literally. Now she's become Andy's unwilling test subject as he works to find a way to trigger a stroke of unluck big enough to kill him for good. However, when the pair discovers a secret organization is hunting them, it puts Andy's burial plans on hold. Okay, so not what I was expecting at all from this cover, but this sounds like this is going to be a lot of fun. It sounds like one that's going to be kind of silly. And then the final one, which is After School Hanako-kan. The ghostly Hanako-kan and his mortal assistant Nini Yashiro usually have their hands full resolving various supernatural incidents in Kamome Academy. But how do they spend their time when they get a break from all that? Come and watch the characters of toilet-bound Hanako-kan play games, get sick, change genders, and discover world-shaking secrets during their laid-back after-school hours. That's all I have for this portion, and I will, of course, be back for reviews or whatever it is that I decide to attach onto this. It's been a good couple months since I've unboxed this, because I think I got this one specifically about halfway through June, and now we're just over halfway through August. So it's been a while. I finally finished all of the manga that were included in this one. I think I'm actually going to talk about these from like least favorite to most favorite, just because I don't know, that's what I feel like doing this time around. So the first one that I'm going to be talking about is After School Hanako-kan by Idauro. I don't know, I'm probably butchering that. Here is the mangaka's name here at the bottom. Going into this one, I was very hesitant about even reading it to begin with, because at the point of seeing this in the box, I was like, I haven't read anything from the series, so I just don't know if that's the best option. And I had a little bit of luck with previous boxes reading a single volume and having that be enough since it was a prequel. But as far as this one, this is definitely not something that I would suggest reading when you haven't had like a good enough exposure to the series, because I feel like in this set of short stories there were spoilers. Obviously I don't know all of them, but I feel like I was getting introduced to characters that I obviously haven't come across, only haven't read the first volume, and it detracted a lot from my enjoyment of this. It was a very easy read. All of the stories were about 10 pages long, so obviously it wasn't very hard to get through. Not the best thing to read if you haven't read any or enough of the series. I can't tell you how far you should have gotten before trying to pick this up, because obviously I've only read the first one in the original series, so I don't know anything. I just know that I'm probably going to be spoiled for character appearances when they finally come up. And I feel like when I get to that point in the series, if I continue reading it, it's going to take, that extra little bit out. So sadly, this was not the greatest, and mostly that had to do with the fact that I just have not read enough of the series. This only ended up getting 2 stars. Like, I was trying to play around with Compound to like try to bump it up, but I was like, that's not fair to all of the other books that I use in the rating system. So I put it back to my original numbers, and it ended up coming out to 2 stars. It's not bad. I think if I was caught up, I still probably wouldn't have enjoyed this one as much, because at least as far as manga, I don't care for these type of stories, because it's just like cute little things that you would want if you're like absolutely in love with the story and are just looking for extra content. That's what this is. And it's not anything major. And like I said, if I was caught up in the series, I probably would have just skipped over this, not picked it up and read it, because I don't care for these type of little side project things. So I got 2 stars. I read it. It is what it is. I think I want to continue on with the series. We'll see how that goes. But for now, that's this first one and my rating for that. The next manga that I'm going to talk about is actually the first one that I finished. I actually finished this one last month. Just was holding on to it. I planned on reading all of these last month. I just didn't get to the other 2, obviously. But the next one is Days on Fez Volume 1 by Kanato Oka. And this one is a contemporary story that is very slice of life. I ended up giving this one 3 stars. I was just kind of following along with the character as she discovered her love for music festivals, and how that kind of connected her closer with this friend she had from school, and then how that could also lead to other type of connections when she gets introduced to her friend's older brother and his friend. Like, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. I'm not trying to talk down on this or anything, but this isn't what I'm going into manga for. Like, if anything, I would have loved if this was like a romance story where the focus is, maybe she got into music festivals, but then she also maybe possibly found this guy that she's going to be with, and the story focuses on the 2 of them and how they keep coming back together because of music festivals, and how they believe they're fated because of things like that. That's more my type of thing. It was very nice and refreshing to read. It was very different, like I said, from most things that I read. So it was a nice kind of palate cleanser. So I didn't mind reading it. It's just something that I don't see myself like continuing on with. Like, I don't see myself going out and buying copies of the series as it continues on to continue reading it, because it's just not my type of thing. But overall, I think it was an enjoyable read. I gave it 3 stars, and maybe if I come across it like at the library or something, I'll pick it up. I feel weird saying this because I've read other slice of life mangas and I've really enjoyed them, but they tend to have more going on than just teenagers living their lives. I guess that's what it is. So yeah, I'm not gonna repeat myself. That was Days on Fez for me. And finally, the last manga that I needed to talk about in this video is Undead Unluck Volume 1. This one kind of had me back and forth. It was very interesting because of the subject matter, but I was also like really turned off at other aspects. It was like very clashing for me. I found it really difficult to kind of settle on how I felt. I think that this really could have been a good story, or like good story for me, for like the abilities that they have and the things that they would get up to because of them. However, my conflict came in where basically him wanting to die was used as an excuse for him to constantly be touching her even without her consent at times. And it like I think it was even worse because it was just like, oh, he's like, more skin contact or being more intimate leads to bigger unluck. I'm not going to get into details of exactly things that happen because of that. But he literally starts groping her like underneath her clothes and things like that, without her agreeing to that, and I was just like, I don't like it. I don't like, especially because I don't even know if she's an adult. So that makes it even worse, because I feel like she's teetering on those like teen, like she might be an adult, don't get me wrong, but I don't think she is. I think she might be just an older teenager with no family left, and she doesn't know what to do with herself. And then it's just, I was very conflicted. I don't want to get into all of the details. I feel like if I do, I'm going to have to like break down the story and every little thing that happens. And I don't really want to do that, because if you're interested in reading this, I feel like it could be a good read if you could get past that. And I just don't know if I could get past that, because I could see that is going to continue to happen. I think maybe as the story progresses, it's going to be more consensual, because at least as far as parts in here, there were moments where the girl was like, okay, we need to do this in order to get out of this situation, or for this to be able to happen. So like it wasn't always like he just did it on his own, but there were way more times than I felt comfortable with it being, especially when he knew her viewpoint on it. He was just like, okay, well, we need this to happen, so I need to do this. And I was just like, could you not explain and still be like, okay, can I do this? Because it would have been a whole different story. But I know there's some weird thing in Japanese culture where it's like females aren't supposed to want stuff, so they say no, but then it's like they really want it. I don't know. It's weird. So that made me very uncomfortable for like half of the time I was reading this. So I think that really brought my enjoyment down quite a bit. This one got 3 stars for me as well. So I feel like this one wasn't the best month. Like I enjoyed all of them for certain things, but going back to this one specifically, it just too many conflicting things, and I was just like, I wanted to like it more than I did. This one I felt like I would be more likely to pick up another volume or two to see how the situation continues to unfold, because I'm interested in the other story elements. So we'll see if I do that or not. I'm not going to do that right away, but I would be curious to check out more of the story to see how it goes. But as far as right now, this one got 3 stars for me. Here are the 3 books once again that I read this month. So After School Hanako-kan got 2 stars. Days on Fez Volume 1 got 3 stars. And then Undead Unluck Volume 3 got, or Volume 1 got 3 stars. I really don't have much else to say about these. I wish I had got them read sooner, but you know, it is what it is. They're read, and here's this video for the week. I don't know, I'm being weird, but yeah, those are the books that I had to talk about for this video specifically. Let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these, what you thought about them, or if you would be interested in reading any of them after hearing me talk about them. But yeah, besides that, I don't think I have anything else for this video. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more from me, make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.